Please, Ramona.
Okay, enough. How about this for a trade?
I hate the little animations at the end sometimes. It just wastes my time over and over and over. I know why they do it, to give them personality, but let me move on if I want to, without waiting for that.
I have an original keyframe cell from Pretty Champion Sailor Sirius, signed by Takeko at home.
Whoa! You have a signed Sailor Sirius cell? That's super rare! They stopped doing keyframes by hand right around the time of her death.
You can't be serious, Ollie! You have that thing framed on your wall! And you wouldn't shut up about it for a week after you got it!
This is important, Chad.
Plot twist. They're both fake.
You can't say you wouldn't do the same thing if someone had your dad. Think about Turing. I can't ask Ramona to give up something important to her if I'm not willing to do the same.
Maybe.
Look, okay, I don't know what's going on, but you can't give me that cell for the poster.
But we need...
Yeah, you'll get the poster. Whatever you're doing, it must be really important if you'd be willing to give that up. Do you have something more equal to trade, Ollie?
A couple of things, maybe.
We'll talk about it then. Maybe you can find me another one, too. Go ahead and take the poster.
You got the signed poster.
Thank you, Ramona.
Yes! I can't tell you how much it means to us, Ms. Rogers.
Sure. And, you think I could see that cell sometime, Ollie?
Of course! I'll bring it over when we talk about the trade.
So cool.
Alright, time to go, I guess.
I don't like the way she was flirting with you, Ollie.
What are you talking about?
I know flirting when I see it, and I'm saying I don't like it. Not one bit.
We just talk about old anime sometimes, Chad. Neither of us are interested in the other.
Sure.
Well, we have the poster now. What's next?
Go ahead and call this number, Turing. He'll want to set up the drop with you, now that I've introduced you to him.
Sure. Change the subject.
I'll call him right now then. It's ringing.
You the ones looking for some papers?
We are, and we have the requested payment with us.
Good. We're gonna do this real professional-like. You know Stardust?
I do.
Head there. Leave the poster behind the Mega Fovator arcade cabinet, and get out. Come back 10 minutes later, and your stuff will be behind the machine.
I understand.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Well, that was very mysterious.
Yeah, that's how this guy is. I don't even know his name, and I've been getting things from him for a few years now.
Who cares? Let him play Spy Master if he wants. Let's hurry up to Stardust and get this over with. I've wasted enough of my day with this crap.
Stardust is here.
Go inside to make the drop. We'll wait out here.
Yeah. Don't want to get her IDs taken.
I suppose I should feign surprise.
Hey, it's a pretty cool set. Even if it is like a million years old.
They don't really care about the IDs unless you try to hit the bar.
Found that one out the hard way.
We would have been fine if you hadn't taken a swing at the bouncer.
So I like the hard way.
We'll be right back, gentlemen. Try not to set the building on fire while we're gone.
He's let me walk outside and everything's just burning.
Welcome.
What
to
did you
Stardust.
do? Alright. Are you doing anything interesting?
Oh, look. It's my favorite human and the mechanical sidekick. I'm caught up in something at the moment. Chances are we'll cross paths again.
Oh, those are dancers. For some reason I thought that was like a city skyline out there. That makes a lot more sense. It's not like the building's very tall. Okay, megaphobitor. Poster.
Well, that should do it. That was an awful lot of fuss over a poster. I just don't understand the appeal of merchandise like this. I keep my important possessions on my data drive.
Humans don't have total recall like you do.
Ah, that is true. Ramona seemed more concerned with it being a gift from a friend than as an item of importance in its own right. Perhaps it is necessity to keep such things around as tokens from better times. Perhaps I should pick up a few things from the apartment. Whatever's left. I do have perfect recall, but a few of Hayden's things would be nice reminders. Memories are better for remembering than reading. But that's enough navel-gazing. Let's head back outside so our benefactor can make the trade.
Come back, the poster is just gone.
Y'all do the deal?
How did it go?
We left the poster behind the cabinet. Now we just need to wait for the switch.
I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes or so before. It shouldn't take long. I wonder how he knows the drop happened, and gets to it so fast.
He's already in there.
Don't matter. This guy's a solid feed, even if he likes to mess around.
What do you need these passports for anyway?
I'm guessing it's that green person who keeps hanging out in there.
You said to trade for information, but what's the full story?
Without going into too much detail, our informant needs to get out of Neo SF unnoticed. The passports are one part of that. We also need to obtain an untraceable car. I don't suppose the two of you could help with that?
No way, dude! Grand Theft Auto is a felony with a capital F! Besides, getting an untraceable car ain't in the same league as a piece of plastic that'll fool a hand scanner.
Chad's right.
Of course I'm right.
The city's traffic management system keeps track of all vehicles passively, even if you manage to circumvent their firmware and keep them from actively reporting to the network. You have to spoof the car as something permitted to be invisible for the CTOS to ignore it.
I don't want to mess with boosting cars anyway. The junks run that racket in Neo SF, and they don't play nice.
Especially with the HR.
Well, thank you either way. You've both done us a huge favor. Call it even for the apartment.
Yeah, Blue. No hard feelings. You give us a call if you need anything else, long as it'll help you find your pops.
We should get going, though. We were supposed to be home hours ago.
My dad won't notice, but Ollie's will flip. You take care. Don't get de-rezzed.
See ya!
Goodbye. Let's finish the trade inside.
Welcome
the start.
Yeah. And passports, added to items.
Here the passports are, just as advertised. Now we need to find a car. Jess is right over there. Perhaps she may know someone who can lend a hand.
Sure, but you can do the talking.
Good thinking.
Alright, just talk.
Did you find your guy? Or wait, let me guess. There's something else you need from me. Well, you haven't been terrible to deal with so far, so I'm willing to hear you out. Barely.
We need access to an untraceable car. An informant of ours needs to get out of the city without attracting the attention of Parallax and is offering valuable information to us in exchange.
Seriously? Jesus, what kind of shit is in your life anyway? Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to be legally liable. I'm not sure why you think just because I defend a few folks in the rougher parts of the city that I would have that kind of connection. And even if one of my clients did run a carjacking business, it's not like society is clamoring to give hybrids legal jobs. Regardless, I'm not going to be an accessory to a felony, or let one of my clients be either. I won't go down that path. I wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Is there any possible way you could give us any kind of lead at all?
I know we're reaching, but this is important.
You just don't quit, do you? Okay, let me think. This might be a long shot, but you could try asking Majid. There are rumors he may have been involved in some shady stuff way back in the day. He'll probably be reluctant to talk about it, but there's a free lead for you. Get me another drink in exchange, will you? Later.
Huh. That went better than expected. I wonder if my charm is starting to pay off for us. Oh, you performed admirably as well. Onward we go.
I know you're what's-his-face.
I'm ashamed to say I've gone on a few assy spike benders in my time.
Well, maybe not. Wait, the bouncer's down here. Oh yeah, it's not Hybrid Tuesday or whatever anymore. I should be able to just go upstairs. Maybe not. Majid.
Hey friends, what can we get for you?
We were hoping you could give us a little information.
Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be?
I don't know what she liked. Can't remember. Natasha Allegri. Let's go with that.
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is. He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days. Some of these cocktails make me need a spa day.
Ooh,
You're a bartender. It is literally your job to know that stuff.
This one is...
Cup of chocolate milk and 2 shots of Everclear. Something of my own creation. It's probably for losers. It's what I drank in college. Haha.
Does that sound good?
Sure.
Here you go.
Why not?
So, what did you need help with?
we've run into a roadblock in our search for Hayden.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing, which I'm sure you already know. What can I do?
Yes. An informant of ours needs secure transportation out of the city, but we don't have any contacts who would be able to get us an untraceable car. Jess mentioned that you used to engage in certain extra-legal activities. Perhaps you could point us towards someone who could help?
he doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Right. Sorry, friends. I left that life behind a long time ago. Don't really keep in touch with that crew anymore.
Ah, of course. Completely understandable. Sorry to bother you then.
Well, no harm in asking, right?
That could be if you arrest me for it.
My reputation precedes me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Gus, I need to go to the back and gather up stuff to restock for the rush later on. Mind manning the bar for me?
Take your time. I think I can keep things under control.
Thanks. Love you, hun.
Well, that leaves us at a dead end. Any ideas on how we should proceed? Some nose-to-the-ground journalist techniques for finding leads?
Twist his arm for the rest? I don't want to do that. Let's see, if you need a car... Tomcat seems to be able to access the public transport systems. So she may be able to find a car.
No, Tomcat has already stuck their neck out for us too often.
They, them. Okay. I don't mean to be offensive about this. It's just my brain's not wired that way. Even saying that's probably offensive to somebody. I apologize.
I feel a little bad about how much we relied on them as it is. And besides, this is a considerably more felonious action. Morally, we should be dirtying our own hands.
That'll work. Maybe we can find an old, manually driven car.
That's not the worst idea. I don't think it would get noticed as long as the car had the appropriate registrations. But the permits to operate a manual vehicle are prohibitively expensive. A casual collector might still maintain one, but only a wealthy hobbyist would have the appropriate stickers to make the car roadworthy. We'd have to do a B&E, as Chad put it before. Risky.
No. Okay, the two of you are killing me here. Look, don't tell Majid about this. But, here.
He just has a carjacking device?
What is this, Gus?
On him? At the bar? Really?
It's an automated vehicle maintenance scanner with a few less than standard upgrades. When you circumvent its security codes, you can use it to scan a car's installed firmware and replace it with a new set that will spoof its presence on the city's network. That's the gist of it, but we don't have time to get into any specifics. You need to get the hell out of here with that before Majid gets back.
Why the urgency?
Look, Majid has done a lot to turn his life around, to turn my life around. I really respect that about him, and it's part of why I fell in love with him. He did what I was never able to. That's how we met, you know? That old rough and tumble life we both led. But when Stardust struggled and needed money fast, I had to get back in the game to keep us afloat for a few years. I told him it was all angel loans, donations from patrons, lots of things. He'd be heartbroken if he found out I'm still in the game. I had to do whatever I could to keep our new life, even if only one of us is really living it. I may as well give this thing to someone who wants to use it for good, too.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this, Gus. We might finally be on our way to solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, You didn't get it from me, okay? Just get out of here and get on with your little Grand Theft Auto. And let me know how it goes, okay?
I mean, if you're still in the game, don't you kind of need that to do your other job? Doesn't seem like you want it back.
Of course.
Had to leave your drink behind. That's fine.
Well, now I think we're cooking with gas, as the colloquialism goes. I'm searching the mesh for instructions on how to use this device as we speak. Let's go look for some likely candidates. I should be ready by then.
Well, I mean, there's a car right here. I just do that.
Oh, rats! This car has the wrong firmware installed.
Ah,
We won't be able to install our new firmware over top of it. We'll have to check another car.
let's see. Where else are there cars? The only other place I think is the street here. There's one. With what's his face just watching me break into someone's car. Jim Sterling there. Oh, whatever.
Oh no! How did the alarm get set off?
Uh-oh.
Did I do something wrong? Let's get out of here before someone contacts the authorities.
So nothing actually happens, it's just... That's basically a failure message. That's the wrong car. Alright, where else is there a car? Stardust didn't work. Cos.io has a car in front of it. DG Park has no cars. Home has no cars. Let's see if maybe one of these will do it. Carjack?
This car has old enough firmware, but its maintenance system is screaming a half-dozen critical alerts. I'm not sure this vehicle is in good enough shape to go anywhere very far. We'll have to look for one in better condition.
Right, how about you?
Success! This vehicle has the appropriate firmware version.
Okay. Hurrah!
Someone has been neglecting their regularly scheduled updates. Give me a moment to get everything installed. There. There are some other options here I can fool around with. Ah, interesting. I can put in preset destination plans for a future date. Why don't we go ahead and set a plan for the car to return to this spot in a week? That's more than enough time for Mr. Mensa to get away. Now we aren't really stealing the car.
Cute.
More like borrowing without asking.
Woohoo, moral good guys. I'm not sure the police would agree.
Obviously. The car will drive itself to Golden Gate Park, and we can show Mr. Mensa where it is when we meet him. There. Everything should be set up now. We still need to get the cash together before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa.
Alright. I would definitely trust her more. Some old dude who just shows up and starts talking like that. Don't quite trust that. She at least seems to be connected with the person I'm worried about.
Hello, Pat. Could we see Melody? I guess that means yes?
Try again. You have a trust fund or hold a majority of a Fortune 500 company. Cute. That touch command is very fun.
Turing, I'm not saying I don't like seeing your little pixelated face. You're certainly better company than most of the humans I have to deal with. But I am a busy woman, you know? Lots to do. Right, Pat? Traitor. Anyway, maybe we should space these little visits out a good bit further. Familiarity breeds contempt, after all. And I'm very good at contempt.
I apologize, Aunt Melody. You've stated before that you like your peace and quiet, but we need your assistance.
Oh, we're running with the aunt thing, are we? Another woman would tell you not to butter her up, but oh, flattery will get you everywhere with me. All right, what do you need?
Vincent needs help getting out of the city.
I can only imagine. If he's willing to turn coat on Parallax, I bet he feels like a mouse in a cat farm. I know they don't actually farm cats, Pat. It was a metaphor. Whatever, it was a simile then. I am not going to play semantics with you. Moving on. Tell me what the trouble is, and I'll try to conjure up a solution.